How's it going, everybody? It's AJ, and in this one we are going to be working with petroleum power. That is the next thing we got to do, and for the most part I believe petroleum power is going to be using oil, or like the heavy residue that you get from any refinery, I believe. So let's go ahead and get this going. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully, like I said, this actually works out well. I don't know yet. I'm doing this on the fly. Here we go. So I don't know what the intake needs to be in order for the fuel to work. So I'm just gonna go off and start off with like 2. And then if I'm able to add more, I will. But just for the purpose of this to start off, we're just gonna go off with 2. Because that adds an extra 500 to my power supply. And then we will improve from there if necessary. Because there's a lot of oil over there. So that's... I'm gonna be planning this power generator fuel base to be over where my oil factory is, since that's where all the oil is. So may as well just have it all over there. But first I need to get all this material. So we need to get the quick wire motors. I need to actually have probably motors being ran, like just operated on in the background. I don't have these, like, I have these on standby. They're being made, but they're not like going into a storage or anything like that. I kind of just have them just chilling inside this thing for now. I can only do 50 at a time, but that's fine. Let me go ahead and get the quick wire and everything else. Alright, I have all the necessary materials. Now I just gotta figure out where do I want to start building my fuel generators. Now I may as well just have them like on this side. I just don't know where. And I want them to be going down. I don't want the fluid to be going up. I could just make this like an L and go out towards the water right here and just make this area right here, depending on how large these are, and see if that works. Let's try that out and see if this makes any improvement. Alright, how large are these? Okay, they're pretty ginormous. Holy frickin' cow. Okay, so what would be a good number? Right now I'm almost at 2,000. 4 of these would equal 1,000 watts added. So that'll make me upwards to 3,000 almost. But I may need a lot more coverage because of everything else with the manufacturing coming up. So I may do 8 fuel powered generators if it's possible. I actually need to see what the intake is. Let me actually do that first. Before I plan ahead, I need to know if this is even possible. Input of 20 per minute. These two alone are making 80 per minute. This is 80 fuel per minute. We got a total of 60, so we have leeway for another one of these to be added. So I can officially make 2 of these and be okay, I believe. If my math is correct. The problem is that only gives me an extra buffer of 500. And I'm going to need way more than that moving forward. So what I need to do is add more refineries in order to make fuel, and then just dedicate so like this one, I can make 2 connected to this output, and then I'm gonna need to get more oil coming over here to go to the other ones. I actually don't need any oil. I can use this stuff right here. Oh my gosh. What is this gonna be making? 60 per minute. So I'll be making 40 out. That's enough to make another 2. I can make 2 here. I can make 2 from here. I need 2 more refineries, I think. So for every refinery, I can make 2 of these. I currently have 2, 4, 6, 8. I need 2 more refineries. Alright, I got all the necessary materials, so let me go ahead and lay these all out and get it looking good. So that's what we're gonna be doing here. Oh, perfect. Right on the edge. Alright. So let me go ahead and just connect these like so. These are just gonna be right down the middle. Bam. Okay. Everything has been connected. I have all 8 fuel generators operating. I have no idea if this is efficient at all, because all I'm using is just the excess heavy residue from over here that was building up, and it was making these not operate. And if these are like emptying out, which they aren't, which tells me I still have a lot of leeway to go when it comes to this. We have them all going into these 3 excess refineries, making the fuel from the heavy residue, which is going into this tube right here. Like they're getting all of the fuel. Like they're getting maxed out. This is making the fuel, which is all going into here. And then these are all maxed out already with fuel. So like I could actually make more if I need it of fuel generators by extending this platform out, because these are all, or overclock these if I need to. But these are all, like we got almost 4,000 capacity right now. Like we are cooking. We are looking really good. This is exactly what I thought would happen because of all the excess heavy residue that I was making from my original oil factory. This is starting to look pretty cool over here. I like how this is starting to come together. I'll show you guys real quick what the whole setup looks like again. So over here is where the encased industrial beams are being made, and then right here is my oil factory, which I have 10 refineries right here from the last one. They're all green now because I added basically the power generator over here. And so these are all making the like fuel and all that, canisters, rubber, plastic, all right here. And then all the extra heavy residue is going over into these 3 refineries right here, which is making the fuel, which is then being funneled all the way down to these 4 right here. And the cool thing is because I added this is not getting backed up anymore. These are all operating at full efficiency because of the heavy residue now has somewhere to go, which is what was causing me so many issues. So it's all coming up to here. These are all green. These are actually probably backlogged. I think these are fully stocked. If these are stopped, that tells me that these are basically backstocked. Nope, these are not getting. These are slow. This is making not as much heavy residue. I'm gonna have to check that out, see what's going on there. I wonder if it's starting to recalculate everything and these are starting to become empty. Let me go check real quick. Alright, so that's the new problem I've discovered. I got the power all running, and that's going pretty well. What's now being slowed down is the packaging. So I need to get this fixed. I need to get this to be making the residue oil, or getting more residue oil as well as fuel. So this is what's slowed down. I gotta figure that out. Alright, we're back to operations. Okay, I just had to split some of the tubes around to get it all work. I got rid of the buffers that were here originally because it's now all being dispersed and it's all being used. If I need to use another buffer, it'll probably be because of the fuel going into making these packages like before. That took a while, but we got it to work. The only reason why I was able to get this to work was because I made the random ones over there. That is really ugly. I didn't really care how it was organized. It's not supposed to be nice. But these are making the extra fuel and the extra heavy residue fuel. So, and then the extra stuff is just going into an awesome sink. 2 awesome sinks. So I'm getting free coupons. Doing nothing. So these are just gonna be chilling here. So we're just gonna be getting some extra coupons, and just like that, we're basically at around almost 4,000 megawatts, and max consumption is 2,000, but we're only using 1,300. So it's looking pretty good. We have plenty of leeway prepared for when we start doing manufacturing, which is what's up next here, which is the industrial manufacturing, which gets us the stuff needed for completing phase 3. Now, I'm going to be doing all of the manufacturing over at my main hub, which means I'm probably going to be needing to get a train system in place in order to get stuff stored over there and carried over there fast, because these things are starting to fill up. These things are starting to fill up really fast. Like, these storage containers are maxed out. There's not really much else I can do with these. Like, this is almost done. The fuel is almost fully maxed out. Rubber's fully almost maxed out. They're just like fuel is maxed out, so I may as well just take that. I actually will take 3 because I have those 3 vehicles, so I'll at least clear up some of that stuff. But yeah, this is like, fuel is going to be like good to go. I don't need to worry about fuel for a while. Yeah, so let me just go ahead and show you guys real quick how everything looks again one more time. Like I said, over there is all the ugly stuff. This is just for the little extra bit of fuel and heavy residue to come in. That is the industrial beams factory, fully 100% efficient. Don't even need to worry about it anymore. And this right here is my oil and fuel generator plant. That is giving me an extra 2,000 megawatts, as well as all of the necessary fuel essentials that you get from the oil and all that, like rubber, plastic, etc. So this is all working now. The thing that's becoming an issue is just these canisters and everything are becoming full, and so they're basically done. There's not enough space for it to be made, so it's just getting stored. And yeah, so we are basically ready to move on to manufacturing, which will be a doozy, because that's going to be a lot of conveyor belts and combining and trying to get everything up and running over at the main hub. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. We're moving along here. I believe we're going to be moving on to like almost episode 20. We're getting up there. But yeah, I want to thank you guys again for watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.